30. A guy kicks the ball at 20 meters per second, 53 degrees above the x-axis to the goal, which is 3.05 meters tall. And the distance for the ball on the x-axis is 36 meters. And this is positive y, this is positive x. So we need to find the x and y components for the velocity first. So for the x is cosine 53 degrees, and for the y is sine of 53 degrees. Is adjacent over hypotenuse and opposite over hypotenuse. So the x component is 12.04 meters per second, and y is 15.97 meters per second. These two might affect the answers for part A, which is in the problem of rounding. So it might be different if you round this as 16 meters or 12 meters per second. So for part A, we are trying to find by how much that the ball cleared or fell short of the crossbar, which is the top of here. It basically is 3.05 meters. So we can find the time for the horizontal one because there's no acceleration on this. So the distance is initial velocity times time. So the time is this total distance over the initial velocity. The distance is 36 meters, and the velocity is 12.04 meters per second. So t is 3 seconds, and is both for the y and x components. So we now have time, acceleration, and initial velocity of y. We can find how tall is the ball going to be. So we use this formula, initial velocity times time plus 1/2 at squared. Plugging all the numbers, we get 3.81 meters, and this answer might be different due to the initial velocity of the rounding of this initial velocity. And I subtract 3.85 meters from this is the answer, 0.76 meters. And for part B, is asking, does the ball approach the crossbar while still raising or falling? So this is the motion of the ball. It's a parabola, and the highest point is the middle, the vertex. And the final velocity of the ball at this point is 0 meters per second, and the initial velocity is 15.97 meters per second, vertically, the y components for the velocity. So final velocity equals initial velocity plus at. So we can find how long does it take for the ball to get to the highest point, which is here, and is 1.63 seconds. So from the previous one, we get that the ball takes 3 seconds to go to the crossbar. So at 1.63 seconds, it's falling. Because after the highest point, it's going to fall. And at this moment, the ball isn't at the crossbar yet because it takes 3 seconds to go to the crossbar, which is past this 1.63 seconds, so the ball is falling.